Can you feel that tremor, Leafs Nation? That electric hum of anticipation? The sudden jolt of possibility that sends shivers down your spine? Because right now, the hockey world is buzzing with a name that could be the missing piece in Toronto's championship puzzle: Yegor Chinakhov. Within minutes of the news breaking that the talented Russian winger has officially requested a trade out of Columbus, the collective gaze of every analyst and every passionate fan immediately swung north, straight to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is this it? Is this the moment Brad Treliving makes his move, seizing an opportunity that feels almost too perfect to ignore? While there's no official word that the phone lines are burning between Toronto and Columbus, the whispers are growing louder, and the strategic pieces are lining in a way that suggests the Maple Leafs might just have the perfect player to kickstart these high-stakes trade talks. The news of Yegor Chinakhov's trade request out of Columbus has sent ripples across the NHL, and it's no surprise that the Toronto Maple Leafs are immediately being linked as a prime potential landing spot. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a strategic fit that makes a lot of sense for both sides. At just 24 years old, Chinakhov is a skilled winger who posted a respectable 28 points in 67 games last season, showcasing flashes of offensive brilliance and a shot that can absolutely beat goaltenders clean. Crucially for the Leafs, he carries a modest cap hit of $2.1 million, making him an incredibly attractive asset for a team navigating a tight salary cap. With the departure of Mitch Marner and the ongoing efforts to replace a significant offensive production by committee, Chinakhov could slot directly into Toronto's top six, providing a much-needed injection of scoring punch and dynamic playmaking. He represents exactly the type of calculated upside play that a contending team like the Leafs should be exploring: a young, cost-control player with room to grow, who can add another layer of offensive threat behind their established core stars. He's not just a depth piece. He's a potential catalyst for a more potent and balanced attack. Now, the gnawing question for Toronto is, what do they offer in return? Enter Nick Robertson. The 23-year-old winger has been a fascinating, if at times frustrating, case study for the Maple Leafs. Despite flashes of genuine offensive promise and a respectable 15 goals last season, Robertson has consistently struggled to carve out a consistent, impactful role in Toronto's lineup. He's often found himself a healthy scratch, caught in a perpetual state of being on the cusp without ever fully breaking through. He offers a similar scoring ability to Chinakhov, possessing a quick release and a knack for finding the net. The narrative here is clear. A change of scenery could be precisely what Robertson needs to unlock his full potential. Sometimes, a fresh start in a new organization, away from the intense spotlight of a market like Toronto, is all it takes for a young player to truly flourish. For Columbus, getting a player with Robertson's offensive upside, who is still young and under team control, could be an appealing prospect as they look to retool their roster. However, as with any high-profile trade scenario, there are complexities and potential roadblocks. Two significant issues immediately jump out when considering Robertson as the centerpiece of a Chinakhov deal. First, The Athletic recently suggested that Robertson's trade value has diminished, likely due to his inconsistent role and struggles to solidify his place in the NHL. This means that while he offers offensive talent, he might not command a return that a team would typically expect for a player of Chinakhov's perceived value. Second, and perhaps more telling, the fourth period reported that the Blue Jackets tried to include Chinakhov in a package for defenseman Noah Dobson before the New York Islanders traded the blue liner to the Montreal Canadiens. If this report is accurate, it speaks volumes about how highly the Blue Jackets organization views Chinakhov. They weren't just looking to move him, they were trying to leverage him for a top-tier defenseman. This strongly suggests that a one-for-one swap of Chinakhov for Robertson might not even get the conversation started in Columbus. Blue Jackets general manager Don Waddell has already confirmed he's speaking to teams about Chinakhov, which is good news for Toronto, as it means the wheels are in motion. But to truly pique Waddell's interest, the Leafs will likely need to sweeten the pot beyond just Robertson. So, if a one-for-one isn't going to cut it, what does a Robertson-led package truly look like? This is where the strategic chess match begins. For the Maple Leafs, the urgency to add a player like Chinakhov is palpable. With their win-now window firmly open and the need to replace Marner production, they can't afford to stand pat. Columbus, on the other hand, is in a different phase. While they value Chinakhov, They're also clearly looking to maximize their return, potentially targeting future assets or players who fit their long-term vision. A successful trade for Toronto would likely involve adding a draft pick, perhaps a second-round pick, or even a conditional pick that escalates based on Chinakhov performance or the Leafs' playoff success. This adds future value for Columbus without crippling Toronto's immediate draft capital. Another possibility could be including a lower-tier prospect from Toronto's system, a player who might have a higher ceiling, but is further away from making an NHL impact. This gives Columbus another lottery ticket, while Toronto focuses on immediate help. From Columbus's perspective, they're not just looking to dump a player. They're looking to retool and improve their organizational depth. While Robertson might not be a direct upgrade in terms of immediate impact, his offensive upside and a fresh start could make him a valuable reclamation project. The added draft capital or prospect would then be the true incentive, allowing Waddell to either replenish his draft cupboard or acquire another young player who fits their timeline. The biggest roadblock for Toronto, beyond Robertson's perceived value, might simply be the sheer number of teams interested in Chinakhov. A player of his age, skill, and cap hit will undoubtedly draw significant attention from multiple contenders and rebuilding teams alike. Toronto will need to be aggressive, creative, and willing to pay a fair price, without overpaying to the point of jeopardizing their future flexibility. This isn't just about getting a player. It's about getting the right player at the right price. The Leafs front office will need to demonstrate their shrewdness in this high-stakes negotiation. This isn't just a trade, it's a statement. It's about the Maple Leafs showing their commitment to building a truly formidable roster, one that can finally break through and contend for the Stanley Cup. Chinakhov brings a blend of skill, youth, and affordability that is incredibly rare in today's NHL. If Treliving can pull this off, even if it means part with a player like Robertson and some future assets, it could be the move that ignites the offense and provides the depth scoring necessary to make a deep playoff run. The hockey world is watching, waiting to see if Toronto can turn this tantalizing possibility into a tangible reality. The pieces are on the board, the game is afoot, and the anticipation is absolutely electric. So, Leafs Nation, what's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Nick Robertson is the right piece to start the conversation, or will the Maple Leafs need to offer more to land Yegor Chinakhov? Let us know your thoughts, your trade proposals, and your wildest dreams for the Leafs' future in the comments section below. And if you're as pumped as we are about the possibility of adding Chinakhov to the blue and white, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for all the latest breaking news and in-depth analysis. Let's keep this conversation roaring.